Hello and welcome to the 8th episode of the Bull Session podcast. I'm PlutoCoffins and this is my co-host Jeremiah.
What's up, y'all?
And we got a lot to talk about today on the podcast, even though we just fucking did one yesterday, but by the time I upload it, it'll probably be 2 days ago. Anyways, let's just jump right into it.
Following growing removals of Confederate monuments.
So the first video we have here is about the Confederate flag. The Marines banned depictions of the Confederate flag from installations. I'll let her take it away for right now.
And imagery across the country, the U.S. Marine Corps is now banning all depictions of the Confederate battle flag at all Marine installations. The order requires the elimination of...
So, my first question to this is, why was the Confederate flag being flown at Marine installations anyways? Or any government installations? Or any government building? Any public property? Because that's a traitorous flag. They fought the United States in a war. It's like if the U.S. had fucking North Vietnam's flag flying everywhere. It's like if the United States had Nazi Germany's fucking flag flying everywhere, right? If you're a private citizen, in my opinion, I don't give a fuck if you want to look like a retard and fly your stupid fucking flag.
That's your American right.
Yeah, exactly. But public places, no. The Army especially, no. That's like, I thought that would be a given. You know what I'm saying?
No, but it's a part of American history.
But they fought America. They were traitors. Like, at one point they were Americans, right? And then they committed treason and formed their own country and fought America in a war.
But it's a part of American history is what you're not getting, Luke.
It's a part of American history and that's fucking fine. But it shouldn't be flown at public places. It shouldn't be flown on government property. That's retarded. That's beyond retarded, in my opinion.
Any depiction of the flag from individual offices and storage spaces to naval vessels and government vehicles, which includes mugs, bumper stickers, and posters, as well as the flag itself. However, the directive...
Shit, man, them Army guys, they really like their fucking Confederate flag. They got bumper stickers, mugs, fucking pencils and shit.
Government shit. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm just surprised that they have to ban this shit. Like, I thought it would already have been a thing for, like, since 1865. That you can't fly this traitorous flag on government property, but apparently not.
Oh, was that a thing? I've seen a few Confederate flags hanging off the back of fucking trucks.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Like, what do you mean?
Government property. Back of people's trucks, that's whatever. That's your right.
Well, yeah.
But, like, government property, they literally committed treason. They formed their own country. You know? Like, and also, not to mention that isn't the flag that they would have flown during a battle, but whatever. Yeah.
does not apply to the National Museum of the Marine Corps. Other exceptions include educational or historical displays, state flags that incorporate the Confederate flag or Confederate soldiers' grave sites. As of now, there is not a specific date for removal to begin.
It should be right now. They should all be removed right now from government property everywhere.
It should have been,
in
after we won.
Yeah. But, yeah. Well, it also was, like, the flag of South Carolina or some shit.
But that's different. Like, if they were like, no, it's the flag of South Carolina, that's...
Yeah. But, it was, I think it was a little different, but it was, like, basically the same fucking flag. And also the battle flag they had, I'm not sure, it's been a while since I've fucking seen a picture of it. But I know that's not what they would fly during a battle. I thought it was the South Carolina flag in the corner, surrounded by white. Which is weird, but yeah. Anyways, this video is Confederate, keeping with the topic, I guess. Confederate monument protest ignites profane rant in Orange, Texas. There's graphic language.
I'm trying to get out of here. What gives y'all the right to be fucking protesting America? this is free speech. We can stand on this corner.
Y'all even have a permit to be out here?
We don't need a permit.
Yeah, you do.
No, we don't.
I just like to point out that this motherfucker said, "What gives you the right to be protesting America?" The First Amendment. That is
First Amendment.
The First Amendment.
America.
Yep.
America.
The Constitution is what gives them the right to be protesting whatever the fuck they want to protest about America.
Yeah, a few things give me the right, actually. You don't.
As far as the permit shit, I'm not sure about that.
I know they do have, like, protest permits, but I've only heard that as far as, like, during quarantine. Like, they give them a permit to, like, protest or
Nah,
doing...
that's, like, all the time.
Oh, you need a permit to protest?
Yeah, like on Lincoln and shit, whenever there was those protesters across the street from work and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they need a permit for that. I'm not sure if they enforce it around here or if they enforce it all the time, but it's for, like, riots and shit. So, like, shit like that doesn't happen.
So I need permission to protest?
Yeah, like, do you remember a while back in, whenever those, people that they had the tiki torches?
Yeah.
Yeah, them. They, were, like, a white nationalist group, right?
Yep.
You remember them. The reason why they were allowed to do their march is also because they had a permit.
I mean, okay, like...
But then again, I'm also thinking, like, it's two people standing outside of a Confederate statue who gives too much of a fuck. But
also,
either or way, it's not his right to come up and be like... Unless he's a cop.
Can I see your permit? Yeah. But also, like, what is, like... At what point does something become protest versus you... Oh, I guess it would be loitering. So I guess...
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't actually.
I'm recording you. I'm just letting
I
you know.
don't care if you're recording me or not. Y'all need to leave this place.
No, we don't have to
It's
leave
people
here.
like y'all that are...
I mean, they don't fucking have to leave because you fucking told them to leave. Go fuck yourself.
Like, he pulled up and parked and was like, oh...
Yeah, why don't you leave? You know what I mean? Like, two people standing by a fucking statue ain't hurting anything. Now, do they need a fucking permit? Probably. But, in my view, I don't give a shit. Fuck your permit. Go fuck yourself. Like, the permit thing is stupid in my opinion anyways, but I think legally they probably have to have a permit to be there protesting something, but nonetheless, it's stupid. So go fuck yourself. I mean, am I wrong?
I mean, no, it's... like he went out of his way, which does he not have to be anywhere?
Not at the moment, it looks like.
Destroying America's history.
Okay.
A dark chapter in American history.
Also, it was what 5 years that the Confederacy was... It was like...
Its own state, technically, yeah.
Not... It wasn't that long.
1860 to 1865.
That history, though? Like, it's like...
After that, there was probably some, like, secretive groups or whatever.
Because you're damn dumbass Democrats.
Why are you so angry, sir?
Because of stupid idiots like y'all.
I'm pretty sure there's Republicans that would agree with me saying that the Confederate flag should be taken down on government property, or Confederate statues being taken down if they're on government property. As far as taking down Confederate statues and shit like that, or historic flags that, like, South Carolina or whatever, you've been flying it there for 100 fucking years, or... Well, you even been flying it since 1925, whenever the KKK got prominence or whatever. That shit belongs in a museum. I don't think it should be destroyed, but it doesn't belong on government property.
Yeah, it doesn't deserve to be displayed in a heritage way, but it shouldn't be forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
That it happened.
Exactly. It should be in a museum, and the statue should be in a museum, and it should not be placed on government property. And that's my stance on this.
Well, why does this make you so angry?
This don't make me angry.
We're just two
I take
people
pride in that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about two people standing on a corner.
Because it's dumbass Democrats.
No shit that you take pride in that. No, you parked to fucking yell at these people because you took pride in something that's retarded. Let me talk about this for a minute. Fucking people that are like, oh, it's my heritage. Oh, it's my pride. I have pride in my fucking heritage. I have pride. Look, fuck your heritage. I don't care who you are. I don't care you fucking German. I don't care if you're fucking Irish. I don't care if you're a fucking redneck, hick-ass motherfucker. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever. Go fuck your heritage. Right? Now, I'm pretty sure Jeremiah probably won't agree with me on all this shit. But, in my view, in my world opinion, your heritage don't mean shit to me. I don't fucking care what your fucking great-great-great-great-grandparents did. What the fuck are you doing? I judge you based on what you fucking do. I judge you based on your accomplishments, not your grandparents' accomplishments, not your grandparents' disgraces. So go fuck your ancestors and go fuck your heritage. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
There's a difference between knowing your history and where you came from and taking pride in shit like that. Taking pride in something that you have no... Taking pride in something that you have no control over is absolutely fucking retarded and insane.
I disagree.
Yeah, I knew you would, but...
I believe that you can take pride in whatever the accomplishments of your grandfather, great-grandfather, father, whatever. You can take pride in it if they did some good shit. If they, I don't fucking know. If they were a good cop, they were a good policeman.
I feel like can be proud of your father. You can be proud of your grandfather, but I don't think you should have that as your own. It shouldn't be a part of your own ego. Like, oh, my dad did something. That's part of me. Fuck that. Fuck that. You see what I'm saying? That type of pride. Not the type of, oh, I'm proud of my father because he was a good man. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like you can take pride, but I feel like it becomes like annoying when you rub it in someone else's face. I feel like if you personally take pride in something, whatever your grandfather, whatever did, oh, my grandfather, fucking, I don't know, my grandfather was an abolitionist and, like, saved a bunch of slaves.
My great-grandfather was in the KKK.
And if you...
Fuck my grandfather.
But I'm just saying, that's up to you. But when you're, when you go out and try to project that on other people, like, I take pride in this, that doesn't mean anything to the other person.
You know my Bob, she, in elementary school, whenever they were learning about the KKK, she didn't know what it was. But whenever they brought it up, she was like, my grandpa's in the KKK. Like in front of everyone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Friends, look what y'all are doing to our country. Y'all are a bunch of damn idiots. You're trying to destroy our heritage. You're tearing down monuments because y'all's beliefs. Y'all don't give a damn about nobody's beliefs, but you damn own dumbasses. Y'all are fucking idiots. And you don't deserve to be in this goddamn country. You don't like it?
You don't care about no one's beliefs but your own. Get out of my country. Like, that you're like, a walking hypocrisy.
And doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like...
Get your ass on.
You feel better?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'd feel better if you goddamn Democrats
I think he's about ready to cry.
would go to hell. Is what I would feel better.
That's not
Y'all
gonna happen.
pieces of shit, and you're out here. This is America's heritage, and you don't have a right to try and destroy it. And that's all you stupid son of a bitches try and do. You're worthless. You're shit. You don't like us? Get the fuck across the border. Fuck y'all.
Jesus loves you.
Yeah, you damn right he does. But he fucking hates you. You know that?
Jesus hates you.
That
guy's a moron.
I thought Jesus loved everyone.
Yeah,
I didn't know he hated, but according to him.
No.
Yeah,
Jesus just loves that guy. That guy right there. The one
him.
That's really hateful. Yeah, Jesus loves him.
What would Jesus do? Oh, he'd yell at some protesters.
He'd go yell at some Democrats, tell them go fuck themselves.
Tell them that they don't deserve to be in this country.
Yeah, exactly.
Why doesn't he leave?
Yeah, right. Alright, so to change it up a little bit, I'll just play the intro. I'm not even going to say who it's by.
Losing faith, a new
However, the video is called Atheism Leads to Suicide.
wide-ranging national survey says a shrinking number of Americans are calling themselves Christians. A growing number describe themselves as atheists or agnostics. The government released new statistics about suicide in the U.S., and the results were so...
you don't know by now, you're in for a fucking treat. The fucking intro, bro. I love his intro. Don't you, Jeremiah?
What is that? Is the final countdown?
Yeah, it's the final countdown with Jesus and shit. Don't you love his intro? It's amazing.
It's iconic.
It's iconic.
Sobering and stunning. The nation's suicide rate is at its highest point since 1986. Nearly 43,000 people ended their own lives.
In just a moment, we'll look at where suicide rates are the highest. But first, an alarming statistic. 40% more American adults between the ages of 40 and 64 now die by suicide compared to just 15 years ago.
For more than a decade, the suicide rate among kids in this country had steadily and consistently declined, but that trend ended abruptly.
Suddenly, in 2004, we see the sharpest increase in the past 15 years.
Oh, shit.
Yep. But if you haven't guessed by now, it's a video by Brett Keane, and what a long-ass motherfucking intro, I must say. It's still fucking going. Brett Keane wanted for being a badass.
This looks like the dopest rap music video.
Right.
Just
Brett knows how to make a fucking intro. I just want to say, that was a minute and 14 seconds of pure awesomeness.
Man, we gotta talk to him about this intro.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane from God TV Radio. I hope you're all having a...
Who the fuck is that guy on the left-hand side of the screen? Like, that cartoon? That is not what you look like, Brett.
I thought it was a Grand Theft Auto.
I don't know what
character.
the fuck it is, but, like, is that supposed to be what Brett's supposed to look like as a cartoon? Because that is not what you look like at all.
Is that what he looked like in his 20s?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Brett is 36 or some shit like that, or 38.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking 50 some shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looked relatively the same whenever he was in his 20s. With darker hair.
Aww.
Blessed day. 15 years ago, I started doing YouTube. As many of you know, I was one of the first...
It's funny, because I've talked to Brett privately for, like, a few hours and shit, you know that.
Yeah.
But, I knew how long he's been on YouTube, but I'm just trying to make conversation with the guy, because, like, I've never really talked to him before, besides messages and shit.
Yeah.
And, like, little skirmishes we've had in the past, like, drama shit that we've messaged each other. But, I asked him whenever he started YouTube, and he said, oh, I can never remember. It's either 11, 12 years, could be 8, something like that. And I'm just like, well, I know you've been on YouTube for 15, 16 years, so that's a lie. But...
Also, why lie?
Yeah, and also you definitely know how long you've been on this fucking site. And he says it right here, so I don't know why you would lie about that. But that's an aside.
Atheist to ever present himself in social media or in video where I actually interacted with an audience. There was a lot of teenagers, a lot of children, a lot of adults who watched me. 15 years ago, during that time, other atheists...
In your heyday, 15 years ago, for a brief moment, you were the king of the YouTube atheist community. You almost had 5,000 subscribers, which was a lot back then. Yeah, fuck
Applause
you.
for that. Applause for that.
Yeah, but still, fuck you, Brett.
Back in my day.
Yeah, 15 fucking years ago. Yeah, fuck off.
Ended up coming out of the woodwork. Guys like The Amazing Atheist. Many...
Also, in every one of these fucking Brett Keane videos, he has to mention The Amazing Atheist. He has to mention fucking The Drunken Peasants. Like, that shit between you and the Drunken Peasants happened 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Cling to it.
It's done.
No, you gotta cling to it.
He's talking about shit that happened 15 years ago, 5 years ago. And the only reason they brought him back 5 years ago because he was a washed up old fucking prune that was hilarious. He's hilarious because he has... Oh my god.
He's the manatee.
He's the manatee.
The matinee.
fucking idiot.
Atheists that are very popular today, all the way from Pat Condell to Thunderfoot, Aaron Raw, Matt Dillahunty, and tons
All those people you used to know.
more. And throughout that entire 15 years, the only thing that atheism has given humanity is it's taken away its hope. In the last 15
Because a lack of belief in God automatically means that there is no hope. That's bullshit.
No, Jesus is the only hope.
Maybe it takes away hope for the afterlife. I mean, it not necessarily, but maybe.
I feel like, depending, it could just leave it up in the air.
To me, it kind of makes life a little more exciting, makes me want to live it a little bit more. Because I know I only have one shot at it, but... I guess for some people, they could lose hope in, like, oh, I'm not going to live forever, maybe life is meaningless, whatever. That's like an angsty-ass fucking phase, and, it doesn't eliminate all fucking hope, and you can find hope in other fucking things.
You can find hope in the eyes of a child.
Yeah. Some gay shit like that.
In years, the suicide rate for adults and teenagers has spiked beyond imagination. Countless teen...
So Brett finds a correlation between more people becoming atheists in America and more people killing themselves. Now, I've never looked at the suicide statistics, so I don't know if they're going up or not. Probably a lot of people seem depressed nowadays.
Yeah.
But correlation does not equal causation. Especially from someone that's never researched it, never studied it, never did anything like that except for looked up the statistics on both and put them together in a fucking YouTube video.
Yeah, there's definitely other factors.
Yeah, 100%. Like, mental health, like, is a huge problem in the world.
Access to it,
yeah, exactly. And a lot of people have a stigma against it, so people don't get help. People get really fucking depressed, and then people off themselves. You should really be focusing on the correlation between mental health and suicide, because
mental health, even poverty,
yeah,
like
all these different things that aren't, oh, he doesn't believe in God. You know what I mean? Retarded.
Teenagers, including children, as well as adults, have murdered themselves. They killed themselves. And why would they want to exist?
I like how he has to be like, they murdered themselves. And then after that, literally right after that, he has to, like, clarify. They killed themselves. Like, yeah, we know what you meant, Brett. Like,
murdered themselves.
Yeah.
Executed themselves.
Right.
Killed themselves.
They died by their own hand. Like...
Atheism only offered no meaning, no purpose.
How do you know that the people killing themselves are atheists? Like... You're just making this broad statement that more people are atheists and more people are killing themselves, so they all must be atheists. You don't know if the people killing themselves are atheists. They could all be Christians.
I've known a few Christians who've had some mental health issues.
Yeah, it happens to everyone.
Had suicidal thoughts. Like,
it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. Like, it's a mental health problem, and mental health affects everyone. Everyone, not just atheists, not just Christians, not just Hindus, not just white people, not just black people, not just Asians, everyone. And you're what, 38 years old, almost 40 years old? You probably are 40, maybe you're like 42. I don't fucking know. Somewhere around that age is what you are, Brett. You should know that. I know you're not completely retarded. You seem to be good at manipulating people that are stupider than you, which apparently is really easy to find on the internet for you. But you should know that.
No God, no afterlife, no reason for existence, no reason for living.
You can find, like, all because God exists. First off, that's not a reason to live. It's just not. Your holy book says that it's bad to kill yourself. That's still not a reason to live. You can just sin and kill yourself if you don't want to fucking live. You have to find your own meaning in life. And if you don't have meaning in your life, then you're probably more susceptible to killing yourself. But all because if God's real, that doesn't mean that there's meaning to fucking life. That just means that God is real. That's all that fucking means.
And if you placed your meaning in that and then realize God's not real,
then you have to find
new meaning.
Yeah, because the other thing was bullshit. You placed your meaning upon a pillar of sand or salt. A pillar of salt.
Sure, your typical atheist could argue, yeah, but we can imagine up meaning and purpose. We don't have to have a God or a Bible in order to have a moral compass or reason to live. We don't need prayer whenever we feel depressed or sad. Unfortunately, in the last 15 years, not only has the suicide rate went up, but anxiety, antisocial disorders, depression.
All things related to, say it with me, mental illness.
Atheism? I think, is that what you said?
Yep, Brett. What the fuck?
Psychopathy.
This guy used to make videos fucking making clear and concise arguments against people that would make the type of arguments that he's making right now.
He's covering all his bases.
I'm sure.
All these different things have risen just in the last 15 years, more than it's ever been in human history. Atheists have killed themselves on such a massive scale that it completely and utterly 4 times over that of Muslims who killed themselves, as well as Christians, people of faith.
Where's the study for that? Where's the statistics for that? I would like to see that. Also, those are just 2 religions. What about every other fucking religion or belief system there is? Even like New Age shit. Yeah.
They say that those who pray and those who believe in God live longer, happier lives. Well, I think that answers...
Who the fuck is they?
Like, what?
They say, like, you can't just bring up stupid-ass anecdotes like that. Like, who the fuck is they? What type of fucking authority figure are they? And why the fuck should I care?
Do they have charts? Because I need charts still.
They say, bro.
The questions that atheists have always put forth. What kind of power does prayer have? What kind of power does believing in a God actually have?
It has no fucking power because God doesn't exist. Praying is fucking bullshit. You have a better chance of flipping a fucking coin and making a fucking goddamn wish.
Well, apparently the answer is, it's everything. How do I feel about this? How do I feel that for many years I told people not to have hope, to not believe in a God, to not even strive to look into the universe and imagine that there might be more to this universe than meets the eye?
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You feel so bad about leading people astray. You didn't lead people astray. In fact, you inspired the Amazing Atheist to make his channel, which inspired me to make my channel. So, you actually did a little good in the universe back in the day, 15 years ago. Now, not so much.
Yeah, what good would come from this now?
Yeah, like, you... Your channel's a fucking joke, Brett. Anyways, next fucking guy because you're a boring-ass motherfucker. Oh, here's another boring-ass motherfucker. Jesus Freak 777. If I was born in India, I wouldn't be Hindu.
These fucking
Hell
intros.
yeah, I know, right? I was just gonna say that. They got the best-ass intros. If you're a Christian and you don't have a banging ass intro, don't even be on YouTube. Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
I like how he makes his videos while he's driving. That's safe. Jesus would want you to do that.
No, Jesus takes the wheel.
Right.
I want to talk to you about one of the nonsense things that atheists say. They usually tell you that Christians are only Christians because they grew up in a Christian country. They usually follow up with something like, well, if you were born in Saudi Arabia, you'd be a Muslim.
No. You're probably a Christian because your parents were Christians and their parents were Christians and their parents were Christians and they happen to live in America, which is a predominantly Christian nation. So most likely that is why you're a Christian. It does have a little bit to do with you growing up in America, and it does have to do with your parents and their parents and their parents and your heritage and where you came from. If you were born in Saudi Arabia, now you might not be Muslim.
But you might be,
but
maybe.
Most likely you're probably going to be a Muslim because most people from Saudi Arabia are Muslims. Because the people that live there, their families have been Muslims for generations. It's a tradition. It's their heritage. It's what they believe in. It's their culture. Kind of like our culture does revolve around fucking Jesus and shit. Like, there's so many goddamn Christians and shit. There's a church on every goddamn corner. America does have a very big Christian culture. Now, we're supposed to have separation of church and state, but that's not always the case. But yeah, if you were born in India, most likely you would be a Hindu. But there's other religions that inhabit those regions too, so you might not be. You might be a fucking Buddhist. You might be a fucking literally any religion. You might be an atheist. Who the fuck knows? It just depends on who your parents are, where you're from, a bunch of different fucking reasons. And it's kind of bold that you would say that you would definitely be a Christian if you were born in India, being raised a Hindu. Like, I doubt that. Plus,
maybe he thinks that, the Christian would just pass over into his next life or whatever the fuck.
But, like, no. That's not how it works. And also, he doesn't believe in next life. So, like, let's say he is born in India, right?
Yeah.
And his parents are Hindu, and they raise him as a Hindu, and then he becomes a Christian. Then he's gonna be, like, the fucking town pariah, right? No one's gonna like him, no one's gonna want to speak to him, he's gonna be fucking shunned by his community, right? Most likely. There's, like, shit like that going on in India, right? And I doubt he would want that, so he'd most likely just remain a Hindu. So, it does matter where you're from, and it does matter who fucking fucked and then gave birth to you. You know
who
what I mean?
Raises you, who teaches you these things.
I like the fucked and then gave birth to you.
My follow-up question is, really, you're an atheist, you live in the United States of America. How did you manage to shake off the shackles of persecution?
Thinking, I was raised a Christian, and then eventually I came to the realization that God wasn't real, and so I changed my beliefs accordingly. And I did get some shit for it, but fuck them.
So basically you used your brain.
Yes.
And
yes. I believe this situation's similar for you too, Jeremiah.
Yes, it's pretty similar. I was, as they would call, lukewarm as far as...
I was a devout Christian. I went to church 3 times a week.
Damn. I don't know. I did church shit, but it was more so just to kick it with other church folk, and then Jesus was also the thing. So I was kind of lukewarm, and then slowly, just over time, just kind of, I don't know, phased out of that.
Yeah.
Because I became just
Didn't watching Joe Rogan help?
It honestly did. It was when his stand-up, he was talking about, like, Noah's Ark, and he basically was just like, God went to Noah and was like, hey, psst, psst. Hey, I'm going to flood everything, so prepare for that, and don't tell anybody, but, like, just you. And I was just like, that is fucked up. Like,
right.
And I was just like, I can't, like, worship a God who, like, did that, because I'm like, why didn't he tell other people? Why didn't he do anything else other than flood the earth? So I was like, that doesn't make sense. So
that's something an evil God would do, is destroy the whole world and kill everyone because they're sinning, according to him. Which, who the fuck are you, God? I have a real authority problem. I'll just tell you off right. Parents, go fuck yourself. Cops, go fuck yourself. God, go fuck yourself. Like, I actually told I got expelled from high school. There's a video on it or whatever, but I actually told my fucking assistant principal that he was a fucking piece of shit cunt in front of everyone in the hallway, and that he should go fuck his mother. And then whenever he said he said, now you're out of my school. I'm like, good, I don't even want to fucking be here anyways. And then he took me up to his office. He's like, you got any more fucking or he didn't say fucking, but he's like, you got any more comebacks? I'm like, if you want my comeback, you can scrape it from your mother's teeth. And then, yeah, so I got expelled for all that, but I have a real authority problem, so go fuck yourself.
Come out of that atheist closet. They usually don't have a great answer because they've also told you in conversations that they suffered so much persecution coming out of that closet. Now, I'm not saying that people aren't persecuted for becoming an atheist. I'm sure there are family members that discriminate and persecute, and employers and society in general is less than favorable of someone rejecting Christianity. But
in America, yeah, a lot of people are not favorable of you rejecting Christianity because most people here are Christians. So you're more likely to be a Christian if you live in the United States, which goes back to if you live in India, you're more likely to be a Hindu. You're making our arguments for us. You see that, don't you, Jeremiah?
Yeah, it's like...
Like, what's even worth responding to this video at this point, you know what I mean?
He's literally just saying what we're saying.
But, like, and then coming to a different conclusion.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, so 2 plus 2 is 5. It's like, wait, what? Hold on.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. But, yeah.
out of one side of their mouth, they'll tell you how much persecution they had to overcome to embrace atheism, yet they'll make it sound like other people don't have that same type of spiritual fortitude, that they're not going to be able to shake off the shackles of their religious persecution and find their truth. It's kind of silly. You know, we live in a weird time. We live in a time right now where we see that there is a waning of Christianity in the United States. Christianity is eroding. In one of the most religiously free nations, Christianity is kind of fading.
And
like, you're free to practice.
Atheism is rising.
You can't just put it on everyone else, but you're free to practice and go to church and shit.
And you're free to practice whatever religion you want. So the fact that Christianity is fading, go fuck yourself. It's allowed. Like, you don't own the monopoly on religion in this country. And that's probably why you're making these videos, because you want a resurgence of your little fucking stupid ass religion. Which, in my opinion, religions are scams. Some fucking con man 2,000 years ago really fucking hit the big money and got people to donate to his fucking church, and they're still donating today. Isn't it like 10% of your income you're supposed to give if you're Jewish?
Well,
Something
even
like
Christian.
Yeah.
Like, tithing, that's 10%, and I think it's... They like, argue it, it's like, where there's gross income, where there's after tax, which is weird for that argument to be there in, like,
the first
religion.
Place. Yeah.
Like, yeah. And also 10%, like, that's very specific and not so much, oh, whatever you can give.
Right.
Like...
No, you owe God 10%. And also, what the fuck is God doing with the money? Now, money, churches do good things for their community.
Some do.
Some do. But, like, the Catholic Church has, like, a throne made of gold. And, like, come on. They have their own country. Like... yeah.
I don't have to argue for that. Yeah, that's fucked up. Like, you know, there's quite a few child molestation cases, quite a few from there.
And it puts people in a position of power that shouldn't have power. Like, there's so many negatives to religion. Now, I'm not saying there aren't positives to it. There are. But in my opinion, the negatives far outweigh the good. But that's a little off track. But yeah, if you were born in India, you would be a Hindu.
But if you look at the rest of the world, in many areas where Christianity is absolutely frowned upon, please forgive the section of road, it always looks smooth, but it's always that clunk, clunk, clunk sound. But the rest of the world is actually welcoming Jesus. Christianity is on the upswing in many areas where it is very hostile.
So, is your argument, since, like, the rest of the world is embracing Christianity according to you, again, I don't know the statistics on this, he could be pulling this shit right from his fucking ass. Most likely he is. But let's assume that Christianity is rising everywhere else in the world. And then you were born in India to people who are newly Christian, so now you're a Christian. Sure, that could happen. That doesn't make your religion right, though. It doesn't make you correct. It just means that hypothetically, if you were born in India, you might not be a Hindu. You might be a Christian.
But also, you could start off a Christian and
then convert to Hinduism. Yeah, like anything could happen. You have different experiences. You have different opinions of the world if you're born somewhere else. You have all these different complicated things about you that make you a different fucking person. So who the fuck knows what you would be?
Those areas are very hostile against Christianity. And this can really be kind of visualized by thinking about the first century. The first century, Jesus Christ has his ministry. He is such a threat to state and church that they conspire to kill him. And they do. They crucify him. His disciples are so afraid of state and church because they know the persecution that awaits them. They go and they hide. And eventually they muster the courage to go out and spread the gospel.
I don't see what any of this has to do with him being born in India, and he wouldn't be Hindu. So I'm gonna skip forward a little bit and see if he gets to his fucking point.
Okay.
Off and embraced Christ as their Lord and Savior. It happened then, and it still happens today. So please, put away that tired old argument that, oh, you're only a Christian because you're born in a Christian nation. It doesn't work.
That is an argument. It's kind of a lamer argument against Christianity and religion in general, but it's still an argument. It still has its merits, and I don't think you disproved its merits. And go fuck yourself, Jesus.
Literally, and the apostles or whoever the fuck, they were still Christian. They just built up the courage. They started
they were
that
closeted
way.
Christians.
But some of them probably were just stayed closeted. Like,
yeah,
they were like, oh,
also,
I can't.
Speaking of which, wouldn't you rather? Because in my worldview, I like people telling me what the fuck they are. I like people not being in the closet. I like people. I like people who are honest about who they are. So if you're a conservative fucking Christian redneck asshole guy, I want you to tell me so I can stay the fuck away from you. You know? If you're an atheist, I want you to tell me so I can be your fucking, maybe not your friend, because I don't know how the fuck you are, like, as a person, but maybe talk with you, right? So, I like free speech. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't think he's against free speech. He might be. Against speech that isn't his own. But, I really like free speech for everyone. Whether you're fucking racist or whether you're fucking whatever. I want you to have the ability to have some sort of platform to voice your fucking opinions. Because the second you start silencing someone's opinions, who the fuck knows who's next? Whether you're a Christian, a Hindu, an atheist, anyone. You shouldn't be afraid to have beliefs, even if they are stupid beliefs. And yes, stupid beliefs fucking exist, and people have them. But we'll never know the good ideas if we don't hear the bad ones.
Damn, that was very, very optimistic of you.
Trilateral.
All right, this next one I watched a little bit of. And it might be the last video we watch, but maybe not, because it's like really fucking long and I don't want to watch all of it, but it's fucking stupid, so let's cover it. I'm also gonna... These intros, damn. For real, though. But, I'm gonna light my hitter, and then I'm gonna light a cigarette, and so let's watch this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video here at my channel, Jesus Truth. Thank you very much for stopping by. So, it's been about 6 months since I've made a video, and there are many reasons for this. Of course, work and trying to pay bills like the rest of the world, but mainly I felt that I was done doing videos on comparative religion. I felt that
Whatever.
But now I'm back, and this new topic that I'm going to talk about in this video, and in many more videos to come, is the biggest deception. Let me repeat that. The biggest deception that the world has ever seen. I hope you are sitting down.
What is it? I am sitting down. I don't want to be shocked by this great deception you're about to show me.
Should I buy pearls to clutch them?
Yeah. Like, come on. We're sitting down. Got our seatbelts on. Strap-ons in. Let's do this.
Yeah, wait, what?
For this, because this topic is absolutely mind-boggling. So you're looking at the title of this video, and you're thinking to yourself, this guy is nuts. He's blowing a gasket. Flat Earth. What's this guy smoking?
Yep.
Wait, what?
I know. Trust me, I know. But have a little patience, and it will start to make sense to you. Now, if you are already awake to the truth, or what's known as a truther, and you know about the Illuminati...
I like how these people call themselves truthers. But they, like, believe in fantasy bullshit. Like, anyone who calls themselves a truther, I automatically am like, oh, that guy's fucking full of shit. Like, automatically. Like, I don't care what the fuck you believe in. Even if you call yourself a truther and your ideas completely disagree with this man right here, and you believe the earth is fucking round, you call yourself a truther, I might start believing that the earth is fucking flat, because you're full of shit. You know what I mean?
I immediately picture the dude from the Aliens.
Yeah. He's a truther. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit.
There are many names for them. The elite, the New World Order, shadow government, Luciferians. But if you know about the Illuminati and all the false...
That's a lot of different shit. How do you know they're all the same thing? And also, how do you know they all exist? Whatever.
Flag deceptions that they have done in the past, then this topic will be a...
Also, you're just making blanket statements saying, like, oh yeah, that shit. Like, we're supposed to know what the fuck that shit is.
Yeah, he's just dropping names.
Yeah.
Which, if someone researches that, are they supposed to? Like,
yeah, are they supposed to research that shit and find out it's bullshit? Or why can't you just tell us the plot as the video goes along, you know what I mean? So we don't have to research it, so we can just watch your shit, you know what I mean? This guy needs to do better videos, is what I'm saying.
The intro, though.
The intro is pretty good.
Yeah.
A little easier for you to understand and accept. Topics like 9/11 being a false flag event, the privately owned Federal Reserve, the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission.
Oh, okay. So, I'm stupid. He's saying he's going to explain all this shit in the videos he has to come. So, looks like this is going to be a series we're watching. But he's going to explain all this bullshit, right?
The CFR, also known as the Council on Foreign Relations, the evil Bohemian Grove meetings.
That's just a bunch of dorky-ass rich people that meet by a fucking owl and do weird dances. And Alex Jones did a thing on it.
It's a fraternity.
Basically. Like...
all the false flag events like the Boston bombing.
How do you know these things are false?
Like, were you there? Or?
Yeah, and it was on live TV, the Boston bombing. There definitely was a bomb that went off. People lost their fucking legs. Like, it happened. Where do you get off saying that these things are fake?
He's a truther.
Yeah, right. The truth. Oh, Sandy Hook, huh? You're one of them people.
Sandy Hook, and many others. If you are a truther like I am, then you know that the Illuminati are in control of everything. That's right, everything. They are the puppet masters.
Do they control expiration dates on milk? Because that's pretty evil. Humans fight each other all the time, so the fact that there's this, like, one government thing is, like, retarded to me, because there's so many different factions and sects of humanity, and we can't agree on fucking anything, so how can a bunch of rich elite people come together and form one world government?
Yeah, there would be a lot of infighting, a lot of backstabbing, conniving.
Yeah.
They would never get off the ground.
And also, they have different business interests, so they'd want to fuck someone else over. It would never work out. This whole Illuminati shit is bullshit. Everyone knows that. Not everyone, but if you have a brain, you know the Illuminati's fucking bullshit. Now, did it exist once? An organization called the Illuminati? Yes. But that all because an organization called the Illuminati once existed in the 1700s doesn't mean that
it's still
even if it is still a thing, like, there is still a group called the Illuminati. That doesn't mean they control the fucking world. It means that there's a fucking group called the Illuminati, and they're a bunch of dorky ass people that think they're cool.
A boys' club or some
Basically,
shit.
yes. Like the Freemasonry and shit.
And they are the ones pulling the strings. So why is knowing about the Illuminati so important to everyone, especially Christians? It's important because the Illuminati worship Lucifer. So the Illuminati know the Bible is true.
Already you're assuming the Illuminati is real, and then you're assuming they worship Lucifer. How do you know the beliefs of the Illuminati? Like, where is your evidence?
They just picked the wrong side to be on. They picked Lucifer instead of Jesus Christ. And every agenda that the Illuminati have is to go against Jesus Christ and to go against the Bible. So let me tell you my story real quick. I first heard about the flat earth in February of 2016. The first video I watched...
And you were like, damn, that shit could be real. Like, what?
I believe you.
I only made it through about 2 minutes of it, and I said, no way, and I turned it off. Then a few days went by.
I guess I was wrong. You didn't believe it at first.
And I watched another. Then my curiosity...
Or maybe he did believe it, and he was like... He's just saying he didn't believe it, because he watched another. Who the fuck goes back to that after you're like, this is bullshit?
Maybe he low-key believed it and he was like, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I think that's more...
Yeah, I don't think it was a few days. It was like a few minutes. He was like, okay.
Let's watch another one. Yeah.
Kicked in, and I watched hours and hours of videos for the next...
And now this guy's watching hours of shit, bro. Like, come on.
...month. I kept doing research until it was undeniable.
Watching a YouTube video, even a channel such as my own, is not research. It's just not. That's not doing research. You're watching a fucking video. Sure, you can get facts from videos. Sure, you can find out information. Sure, a lot of the time, some of the information is correct. That's still not doing research.
The people who made the video, hopefully, did the
research. Yeah.
That the Earth was not a spinning ball, and that science has lied to us our entire lives. I realized, since I was already a truther, that this was the Illuminati's biggest secret and the biggest deception of all time. So for the last year, this new information has been a real burden to me. Knowing that 95%, or forget that, more like 98% of the world is still being deceived by Lucifer and the Illuminati.
Or like 99.9999999% of people, because even crazy people know that the world is not fucking flat.
Also, why would they lie? Like, what's the actual purpose?
Yeah, what's the purpose of the Earth being round?
If someone came up and was like, okay, we've confirmed it, like, or we've told you that it was round, and it's like, why'd y'all do that?
Does the Earth being flat mean that God's more likely to exist? Because if that's the case, like, yeah, lame-ass God, I think it's cooler that the Earth is round and that there's a bunch of space and shit, and that there's infinite planets, and that this universe is infinite, and that there's galaxy upon galaxy of shit, and there might be extraterrestrials in another galaxy, or even in our own galaxy, just so far away that we can never fucking talk to them.
Or
that
another
shit
universe.
Is more amazing than the Earth is flat and we're the only things on it.
Only things in existence. It's like, you sure? How do you know though?
Yeah.
Like,
Lucifer is laughing at the entire world, especially the Christians. So I prayed to God on what I should do with this new information. And the answer finally came to me. It was to start making videos about the flat earth and to expose the lies of Lucifer. To wake people up to this flat earth that we all actually live on. So let me explain a few things about how we accept the truth. You need to know this so that you will understand why you are going to reject this information as truth. At least at first you will. That's right, you will reject this information at first. I mean, I rejected it as truth.
This guy has been 5 minutes of tiptoeing around what the fuck he's saying. That's when I speed it up 5 minutes.
I hate stories like that. It's like, just say what the fuck happened. Why did you get fired?
Yeah.
Like,
that stretches out the heavens as a curtain and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. This verse here.
He's got some Bible verses that, whatever. Fuck this fucking video. What time is it? Alright, we got time for more fucking videos. This guy's a fucking retard. I mean, it's 40 Bible verses that prove the true shape of the earth.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
and also, we know other planets are round.
Yeah. And
So,
we have telescopes
are we the
and
only-
we can observe them.
Are we the only flat disc just in space and everything else just...
Well, maybe they think they're flat too because you can't really see the other side of the moon or whatever. But you can see that other planets are spinning. You can see this. The sun is spinning, right? Sun spins. It revolves.
I'm pretty sure it spins.
Yeah. The moon doesn't though. But we can observe other planets spinning. How do they spin like that if they're just flat, right? And then also, we've sent people to fucking space, and we have pictures, and we have all this fucking data and information. They take a picture of the Earth every fucking 10 minutes.
But they faked the moon landing, though, so...
But they... Next fucking video. If you got a conspiracy video you want to send me or whatever, make sure it isn't 30 fucking minutes long, and make sure they get to the goddamn point. And 40 Bible verses... let's just say, doesn't fucking prove anything about the shape of the Earth. All because one fucking book says that the Earth is flat doesn't mean that the Earth is fucking flat. We know the Earth isn't flat because we have observed through other means that the Earth is not fucking flat. Ah, shit, we got an ad. Motherfucker. Do you prove... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That fuck up the recording? It did not, somehow. This might, though. Okay, whatever.
While the major media fixates on the influence of foreign powers on American elections, a much more serious
Sorry about that. This video is called "Is Voter Fraud Real?" Also, I'm gonna check the time to make sure that it recorded smoothly. 58. Jeremiah, do you think? Oh, this is PragerU, by the way. I think we've covered them in the past.
Oh yeah, the school, right?
Yeah, the university, which is not a fucking university. You're a YouTube channel. That is all you are. Do you think voter fraud is real? Do you think that can happen?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely possible. Like
100%.
Human error or human
or malicious
intent.
intent.
Yeah, like are
100%
they
possible
exist.
and probable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think voter fraud is real. So, that is my answer to that question. Cops.
Fuck them.
Yep.
While the major media fixates on the influence of foreign powers on American elections, a much more serious attack has been taking place right under our noses. Good old-fashioned, homegrown voter fraud. Let's look at 3 of the worst offenses. Example number 1, bloated voter rolls. In 244 counties across the United States, there are more registered voters than there are people legally eligible to vote. 29 states have counties with more registered voters than legal residents, and 8 states have more registered voters than actual voting age people. When the Supreme Court upheld Ohio's efforts to clean up its own voter rolls in 2018, the majority opinion cited Pew Center statistics. 24 million voter registrations in the United States are either invalid or significantly inaccurate. And nearly...
So are they saying... Why are they saying this? Like, because they're conservative. And honestly, I didn't watch this video before I played it. But that doesn't mean that the information they're saying is false. So I'm taking it in and I'm just thinking... There's a conservative president. Are you trying to say that he shouldn't be president? Like, I don't get, like, what are they saying?
I'm just hearing facts, and I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't
know what side he's on.
Where are they going with this? Yeah. Because usually they have a conservative spin. And usually their conservative spin is retarded based on the videos that I've shown you, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where is he going with this shit?
3 million people are believed to be registered to vote in more than one state. These numbers have a shocking implication. It's very easy to exploit our voting system. During an undercover investigation, New York City detectives made 63 attempts to cast illegal ballots based on flawed voter rolls. They were successful 61 times. Similar investigations in other cities and other states produced the same dismal results. But phony voters on the rolls is just one threat to election integrity. Here's example number 2, ballot harvesting. In 2016, the state of California, one of the states with more registered voters than citizens, became the first state to legalize the practice of ballot solicitation. That is, the collection and delivery of ballots by third parties. With no trace of irony, this is called ballot harvesting. It works like this. In California, organizations with a clear political agenda are legally permitted to go to a location, say a nursing home or a church, and collect, literally harvest, ballots. The third party then transports these ballots to a polling place or an election office. This raises an obvious question. Once this third party collects the ballots, what's to stop them from changing them? Or from just throwing out the ones they don't like? A guilty conscience?
So PragerU is for fixing up the voter system. All right.
So we're on their side.
We're on their side. Shit. I'm curious to where they're going with this, though.
Something with Democrats.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's see.
Hold for decades. A year earlier, no sober person would have thought that in California, Democrats won every single congressional seat in Orange County, which had been a Republican stronghold for decades. A year earlier, no sober person would have thought that possible. Voter corruption example number 3, voting by non-citizens. Should you have to be a citizen?
All right, I guess they're for voter, okay. We're with you, PragerU. Voter fraud's real, and we should fix it. All right.
Don't fuck it up.
Right. I guess they're actually being factual in the fucking video. I don't know if all these are facts or whatever, or if there's like a conservative spin being like, oh, Democrats or whatever, but like, it sounds reasonable. If they're against voter fraud, I'm for this fucking video. This next video, praying mantis versus lizard.
Most mantises, it can hardly fly. Attack is the best form of defense. Defense. The lizard freezes in shock. The mantis takes full advantage. It may not inject any venom like the ants, but its jaws are fearsome weapons.
That is like legit tearing through its fucking face while it's still alive.
An insect.
An insect against something that is much bigger than it.
That, I think it was attacking the mantis, and the mantis is like, oh, no. oh shit, food.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
The lizards.
Look at that jaw.
It's fucked up.
Yep.
Stupefied with pain, believes it can still shake off its attacker. Anything that moves is fair game.
Now it's just eating its fucking brain.
It sets to work without a moment's delay. In a few hours, the lizard will be a mere skeleton.
That
Jesus.
damn nature.
You scary.
Gee.
Holy fuck.
It's like eating it to the fucking bone.
Like, for real, it's an insect. And only in a few hours. Jesus, and it's a... Oh, that's crazy. Anyways, the next fucking video, if that didn't give you nightmares.
Experience extreme.
Yeah, an ad. Fuck that shit. Oh yeah, this one is praying mantis attacks hummingbird. Also, I've seen a few videos, and I've seen it in real life, where a praying mantis has been on a hummingbird thing, although I didn't know it was for this reason until recently. But apparently they like hanging out on those things because they know they can eat hummingbirds. So, yeah.
Stalking its fucking prey.
Exactly, and a lot of them know they can do that. On those hummingbird feeders, no less. That bird's fucked.
Oh, I feel
Praying
bad for the
mantises,
bird.
They're so fucking strong. I would also like a pet praying mantis, by the way. We talked about... He talked
Yeah.
about how he wanted a pet one. Yeah, I'd like 2 pet praying mantises, just like a little... like a tank, probably not 10 gallon, maybe 5 gallon.
Yeah, man, that should be good, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, they don't live that long. That's the only thing that sucks. They live, like, a year. So... But they are cool, and they're strong as fuck, and we're lucky that we're smaller than... or bigger than them, huh?
It sounds so much sadder when it's slowed down.
Yeah, and also he waited way too long to flick that bug.
Yeah.
That's already eating him a little bit.
It sounds like a fucking puppy.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
horrible.
right? I think that hummingbird was... the praying mantis was still on it.
Yeah, I think so too. But also, I probably wouldn't have flicked it. I would have just let what was gonna happen happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we got enough time for this video too. Rat attacks a sleeping pigeon. In New York City, I think. I like how paying the rat any fucking attention so far.
It's like the fucking scene in Lady and the Tramp, the fucking rat and like the fucking knight. It's just like
I don't
it's unsettling.
know what you're referring to.
They probably do, but it's just unsettling.
I've
It's
seen
just
The
like,
Lady and the Tramp though. I remember. This is Siamese as you please.
Of course you do.
Yeah. But yeah. And then that bird's just fucked at this point. He's like, oh shit! The bird's like trying to get away so bad, then the rat's just climbing up there, and the bird's like, oh shit!
That's
Someone help me!
Terrifying.
I know, right?
Fuck.
So that rat really can't find a way up there, but he like legit knows I gotta find a different fucking. Rats are so fucking smart.
It's literally like, okay, I can't. It's like trying to figure out.
Yeah.
It's like looking around. It's like, okay, where's the best point?
Right.
Where I can climb up and walk across. Like.
Yeah. Very fucking smart animals. Pigeons, not so much. Alright, I guess that's it. But yeah, it attacked a sleeping pigeon. I guess it didn't get to eat it, but... whatever.
Which is weird. I didn't know they, like, went after pigeons. I would have thought maybe the eggs.
It makes sense, though, if they're, like, in New York City and that's what they're surrounded by, you know? It'd be, like, a natural prey for them in a city. Because pigeons are everywhere, rats are everywhere.
That's...
Scary to think about.
Yeah.
Speaking of pigeons, I don't know if I told it on the podcast, but did I tell you I broke into an abandoned church and met in a town close to here? And then it was like 3 levels, and the second level had like holes in the floor and shit, and there was bird shit everywhere, dead pigeons on the floor and stuff. But I don't know, that really reminded me of it. Like, pigeons probably go there at night and shit and sleep. There's definitely probably rats in there. It was like a mess in there, but it was pretty cool going there, and you knew who I went there with. But yeah.
Yeah, fuck, yeah.
And we smoked some blunts there. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I might go back there and make like a video inside there, because I thought making like abandoned video, like going into abandoned places around Central Illinois would be cool. You know? Like filming inside that shit. Even though it's illegal, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, do you?
Yeah. Anything left you want to talk about before we end the podcast?
Damn. Shit, not shit, man. It's...
We just did one yesterday,
Yeah.
so
it was
makes sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's been the 8th episode of the Bull Session Podcast. We'll catch you guys later. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you thought this was dog shit, let us know.
See ya.